Yeah, the third one, there was a dash after the equal sign, which
I had that one on one of mine too.
okay. I was like, wait, what? I'm having confused. Here's another thing that'll make you feel old. Like 18, the cast is like 18 years later. Oh crap! Hasn't been that long.
Damn. I still have yet to see the movies.
I haven't seen This Is Gus. That's the third one, I think. That's the only one I haven't seen. I need to. I think they're on Peacock. I still have Peacock if you still have my login, or if you still have that saved.
I might. You cannot call in and join your own stream. Good to know.
I'm so mad. I've also been getting like I guess people who find clearance deals at like Walmart and all that. They're like, oh, this $200 Lego set for $25, blah 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 blah, and stuff like that. And I keep getting those, and I decided to actually go to Walmart and look at for some of these that I saw. My store doesn't have any of this stuff. Because I was like, man, if I get Lego sets for like $20, or sure. I've never had Legos in my life.
Really?
Actual Legos? Yeah.
I bought my dad Legos for Christmas. Instead of my sisters, because he actually asked for shit. He did. He was like, I want give me Legos. Okay, everybody's getting your Legos then, because nobody else knows what the fuck to get you.
Yeah, my parents got me action figures as a kid, like Power Rangers, and
I didn't get many Legos. My dad and my uncle had Legos when they were kids, so like there was just this big old tub of 30-year-old Legos that I mostly played with.
Like
that weren't part of kits. They were just a bunch of blocks. Because they weren't kids back then.
I gotta say, like, I respect my mom, because like I never told her about like, oh, their toys are from this show, or anything like that. She just saw what shows I was watching, and I guess based on that found toys. Because there's no way in hell I would have known, because I had Mystic Knights of Tyrannog, like action figures, even like,
wow.
Like that's what I got. I got action figures from shows I watched. Like
I was one of those kids. Anytime a toy commercial would come on, I'd be like, I want that. I want that. I want that. We go to the the Walmart, go to the toy aisle. I want that. 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 I asked for the entire damn store. I was that kid. Did I get it? No.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I was watching the toys that made us at my parents' house one day. I don't know why I was watching it there, but my dad saw the list. I'm like, he's like, you had every single one of these toys. I'm like, I had that one for sure, and that one, but nah, I didn't have half of these. Like, I'm pretty sure you did. Nope.
Yeah, I feel like my parents were the same way. They were like, "Oh, you had all of these." Like, like no. I may have asked for all of them, but no.
Yeah. Okay, looking at this TikTok you sent me. Who's the random black lady?
She probably was in, I don't know,
One of the
later
movies?
seasons or in the movies. Yeah,
I don't recognize her.
maybe she's dating Gus, or I don't know. Oh, randomly I got the a video of the performance of Beyonce and Tom Cruise as Les Grossman from, I think it was the MTV Music Awards or whatever. I randomly got a video of that performance, which I'm like, I forgot this was even a thing.
Oh, what? I have no idea what.
You know Tropic Thunder?
I know of it, and I know of Tom Cruise's part. And that's it. I've not actually seen it.
He dances in that, and he ended up they ended up having him dance with Beyonce at like the MTV Music Awards, and he was in full character, and it was one of the most weirdest things, but in a good way possible. Like, it's funny to see him talk about like how he came up with the idea of the character, because he always emphasis on like, oh, and the character, I made sure I told them I wanted the character to have fat hands. Like, he always makes that, like, that's was the biggest distinction for that character, was that the character had fat hands for some reason. Like,
Why does my Twitch stream have 5 tags that just say English?
oh,
Should just say 1. But there's 5 there. Okay, only one actually shows up on the channel though. Well, I'm ready to start. How about you?
I'm good. Yeah. I'm just scrolling through what I sent you in the Taco Bell one. They were just so confused about that about that new story.
I mean,
like,
it's a legitimate, like, if you're already having trouble with the sewage system, it's a legitimate worry, considering what other people say. Not my experience. What other people say.
Yeah, I've never had issues with Taco Bell like that. Never.
Nope. And I had Taco Bell for lunch.
Yeah, I have Taco Bell like once a week, basically. Like,
I think I had it 3 times in the past week.
oh wow. I went to the mailbox It's like a block away. And when I was coming back, I saw a random Taco Bell receipt on the ground, and I was just like, and I picked it up, and it was like someone spent $20 and they like paid for it. Like they didn't order through the app. So I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna scan this receipt and get the point. It was like enough. It was enough for a free
taco.
reward.
Get a free taco out of this.
It was enough for like a free chalupa. I was like, hell yeah. I was already sitting on a reward because I basically go on Tuesdays because they have like a weekly taco drop or Taco Bell drop on Tuesdays.
For Taco Tuesday?
Where they have some item. It's like the taco drop is at 4 Pacific time. So 2 my time. Or no, 4 my time, 2 Pacific, 4 my time, 5 your time. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like this past week, it was like chicken quesadilla for $1. And it's like the first 20,000 people to open the app and click claim, get it. And it's only good for that day. And so basically I have like a alarm on my phone to go off like 3 minutes before.
All right.
So I get that. I end up getting whatever's the $1 thing, and then I get the $2.99 cravings meal or cravings nacho, that they have. So it's like $4. That's my dinner every Tuesday.
Okay. All right.
Last week it was the chicken nuggets because those are back.
Still haven't had those yet.
They're all right. Like a lot of gym bros love them because the macros are really good, apparently.
I'll take your word for it. All right, pressing the button in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Geeks for the Win podcast, the podcast where we talk about our weeks as geeks. I'm your host, William, and I'm joined with my co-host, Stuart.
Known across the internet as Casual Terror.
Ready, we're back, and I got some stuff to talk about.
I got a couple things.
I got a bunch more things, but like I don't really remember some of them enough to really talk about in detail. Like,
sure.
I have some things that I was looking through when I was looking through my watch list that I was like, oh yeah, I watched that. I like that. I have a vague memory of what that was about, but not enough to like actually bring up and share with you. So, but what's something you got, Stuart? Let's start it off.
First off, I want to start with books. I've been reading the Defiance of the Fall series.
See, I need to get back into that. Unfortunately, like I kind of fell off on that a little because like it's like hours and hours into the book, and he doesn't come across anybody for like I think I'm like 8 hours in. And like he hasn't really come across another person yet.
Kind of a spoiler, he's alone on that island.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I was just like,
he does eventually get off. So I will say that. So yes, there are other people. I made it to book 6, past the book 6, and I fell off because I enjoy the series. I want to say that I enjoy the series, but the dude has ADHD.
The writer or the actual
the character, because he, god damn it, he can't seem to stick to one damn task. It's like, okay, it sounds like you are. He's still dealing with the demon incursion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I made it pretty far. Like I said, I think I'm like 8 hours into it. So like, and he hasn't come across an actual other person. So I'm just like, what? What is this?
Well, after he deals with the demon incursion, he finds out about this, another, issue, then another issue, then another issue, then another issue, then another issue. But he hasn't dealt with any of them. He just finds out about all these issues, some on a galactic scale, and just kind of piecemeals dealing with them. Like, okay, I got to deal with the dominators, but first I'm gonna do this 90 floor dungeon. All right, I've done that. Okay, now I'm gonna deal with the rest of the incursion on the entire Earth, on the entire world. Okay, I started that, but we've discovered this, so I'm gonna deal with that right now. Like,
so it's like playing an open world game, and
yes.
you get a new side quest on the way to doing, and then you just.
That's exactly. That's what I'm like. He has ADHD. He's not sticking with one damn thing. Like, I get it. He's not powerful enough to deal with the thing he's trying to deal with, and dealing with this will make him more powerful. I get it, but that's annoying.
I get you.
Too many damn side quests going on. And I just had to stop. I do plan on picking it back up, just like I do plan on picking back up from Hunter. But I kind of had to stop. I was getting bored. I was getting distracted with my own things. I'm like, I can't continue this right now. And apparently I'm only halfway through the series that's currently out. So, not even halfway. So, gotcha. I couldn't. So I decided to pick up, and I kind of wish I would knew this was another long running series before I picked it up, because I wouldn't have. One that you probably have also seen a lot of recommendations for, Bark of the Fool.
I don't know. That doesn't sound familiar. I'm gonna look it up.
That one has been recommended to me a lot. And this one's not a lit RPG. There is no leveling up or anything. This one it's a progression fantasy. So like basically the dude just gets stronger over time. There's no levels involved.
It's got the 2-for-1 sale going on. Ooh.
I'm on the second book. And it's the whole, like, the Demon Lord comes back every 100 years, and like 5 people get the hero's mark and have to defeat the Demon Lord, basically. And there's the mark of the champion, who is the muscle of the group. There's the mark of the sage, who's the wizard of the group. Mark of the I think priest. I forget the correct term. Who's the healer and divinity specialist of the group. Then there's the mark of the hero, who is kind of the jack of all trades out of all of those. And then there's the fool, who can't do anything that the others can do, and is basically their servant. And a lot of the times, because this happened on multiple cycles, the hero dies, or the fool dies, because they can't fight. And it rallies together because they're the heart of the party, and they rallies the other heroes together to defeat the Demon Lord. Yay! But the fool died. Or the fool might, betray the party, or something, run away. Well, our main character, the day after he gets his acceptance letter to Hogwarts University, pretty much what it is. He all of a sudden the marks show up, and he's got the mark of the fool, and he can't. And it's supposed to be like, oh, the fool can't use magic. Well, he finds out that's not exactly true. What happens is he can actually learn anything that the other heroes can't do, like at an increased speed.
And so it makes him OP that way. Okay.
Well, what it shows him doing, to kind of test it out, is writing. So he writes out a sentence. So then he uses the mark to write the sentence, and like every time, like all of his memories of being taught to write, or anytime he created that letter perfectly, comes flooding into his mind, and he writes even better. He tries it again, and that time he just wrote is added on to that, so he gets better and better and better just by doing it better each time. So anytime he tries to do spell crafting, every time he failed to learn the spell that got him into Hogwarts University, every time he failed, gets flooded into his mind. Like it's like debilitatingly so. So he decides to slow down a little bit and think, okay, if I fail doing it, creating the spell this way, what if I do the opposite of that? Oh, look, I just created this force ball a little bit better than I ever have before, but I was slower. So turns out this is not exactly true. What we've all been taught was not true. Still can't fight worth shit, so he can't do combat magic. He can use utility magic quite well, it seems. And he also has no interest in being a servant at all. So he decides he's going to go to school, and takes along his little sister and his childhood best friend that he is coming to terms that he's in love with.
Of course.
And she's actually an amazing
Checks all the boxes.
and she's like the muscle of the group. She's the silent hunter out of them. So. And so he goes, out of the country to Hogwarts University, where, hey, this whole Demon Lord thing, yeah, that's only that country has that issue. The entire world, something happens somewhere else. It's not a worldwide issue. So he's like, I'm on the second book. He's in college. He's not even thinking about dealing with, the Demon Lord. He's having his own life. He's just trying to live with this mark. Like, that's a cool, like, just not dealing with the Demon Lord. Like, oh, it's back? Forget you. And fucks off somewhere else. Like, that's kind of neat. So I'm enjoying it. The narrator is the same narrator as Primal Hunter, whom I really liked. It's like he's got a deep, raspy, gravelly, like he does a good monster voice. Like he can really put his phlegm into pronouncing words, and I kind of like it. But I will say that, hey, this is not isekai. Dude's not from Earth, but that doesn't stop references from happening. Because this happened today. I was listening, and it told a story of the boy who didn't cry, werewolf. I'm like, huh. And it was about like basically the issues that could come up with withholding a secret that you should probably share. You know, it was like, huh. Instead of the boy who cried wolf, the boy who didn't cry wolf. Interesting. I like that. Then I forget what the context was, but the guy said, there was my mom once told me about a painter who had trouble drawing feet. I think his name was Robert Liefeld. I was like, I'm like, okay,
that's good.
Like,
that's that's a deep cut. Like,
I'm like, that's good. That's good. He's not from Earth.
man,
Still not stopping the references from happening.
I wonder how many people didn't get that reference. Like,
You know what? I feel like a majority probably did because of who this book appeals to.
you think there's enough cross?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I feel like fantasy books like this, there's probably a bigger audience than the actual comic book, because if you really look at the comic book numbers, they're not that big. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy how small comic books actually sell. Like,
I would guess that there a good amount of people got that.
yeah.
Got that reference though.
Yeah, that's funny. That's pretty good.
But yeah, I'm really I'm liking the series so far. There's 10 books I think on Amazon. So
I think I saw 8 on Audible.
like I said, I wasn't I was not looking for a long running series just because I've dropped the last 2. Okay, yeah, there's 10 and the 10th one's on pre-order.
Yeah, I haven't really listened to anything in a while, and I kind of meant to ask you about the defiance of the fall, like that whole thing of, like, that I'm this far in, and there's like, does he not communicate with people? Is he all like that whole thing? I kept meaning to ask you about that because I wanted to get back into it, but like, it's just it was kind of boring just being him and nobody else. For the long for that long, but
Has he at least
he's
interacted with the demons yet?
like talking to them.
Like fought them?
Yeah, he's fought some.
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely has fought some. Yeah, but like, I want to say I'm like 8 hours into it, but yeah, I've been meaning to get. I want to get. I want to find another series that hooks me like that. Like, 'cause, yeah, I've been so lucky. I've had so many good ones that have hooked me. With Dungeon Crawler Carl,
Yeah.
he who fights with monsters, uh, uh, mimicking me. Which one is it? Is it System Universe? Right, that's the good one. Okay, I remember the other one I couldn't get into was something System, right?
Oh, connected system.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, which I may go back to that one and give that because I think I'm on book 2 of that, so I made it through the first book, I think. But
I haven't looked in a while to see
Um,
if book 4 isn't on Audible yet. It is. Okay, no, it's got a release date.
which one?
Book 4 of connected
the
connected system.
Okay,
When
gotcha.
book 5 is out. It just took a long time for the Audible to get, or for the narrator to get to it.
Yeah, but yeah, I've been so lucky with my first group of these where it's just been like spot on. Like, I'm hooked. I need to listen to all of them. Now I'm caught up. Damn it. Where's my next fix? I need my next fix, Stuart. I'm like a junkie chasing that high.
I want to talk about one more book real quick
Go ahead, yeah.
that I also read. There's only one book to this series. It's not a long running series. It's called Path to Villainy, and it's short. Like, the audiobook is like 4 hours long. It's short.
Oh wow.
It's Path to Villainy, a Cobalt's Tale, or something like that. I want to get the subtitle right. An NPC Cobalt's Tale. Basically, an NPC in a video game, assuming the MMO, just by the way things happen, like he's in apparently one of these games where like you could do anything to the NPCs. Like, dude got taken out on onto a road and was beaten to death by another Cobalt. Just a bunch of shit just happened to him, and he's just an NPC who an NPC bard who buffs people outside of a dungeon. That's basically his job. Well, he all of a sudden he remembers like his past lives. He remembers everything that's been done to him, and he decides, fuck that, fuck these players, or fuck these heroes. We're gonna fuck them up, and basically leads an NPC rebellion against the heroes. And it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it's 4 hours long. It is short. 4.5 hours long. Sorry. So there's a quick recommendation.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid ones that only have like one, or two, just because like I don't want to get hooked. And because
This one, the story gets wrapped. It was made to be one book.
Oh, okay.
It
Gotcha.
wasn't made to be a series. I mean, he could, like, the story could continue, but you're perfectly fine with it not.
Gotcha.
And this came out in
Yeah.
2020, so
there's one that I just gave a shot and I didn't really think much of it, and I'm just so waiting on more because there's only one so far. That was the Reborn Assassin one, where it was like a school where they do like they have like deck battle type stuff or whatever, and he's like he somehow has an assassin who reincarnates into him. That's kind of like can take over his personality from time to time. They can communicate and stuff like. So it's like some assassin who died, like, you know, it's like sharing his body basically because of
Gotcha.
something that happened, and it's got a bunch of people narrating, but it has Jeff Hayes. I think that's one of the reasons why I originally like. I was just looking for Jeff Hayes narrating
Jeff Hayes
stuff.
work. Yeah, huh? I get it.
Yeah, and he's the goat. He's so good.
Yeah. But no,
It,
this one it's a single book. It was made to be a single book.
okay.
It's not a series.
What's the name again?
Path to Villainy.
Path to Villain. Yeah, 4.5 hours. That's short.
Yeah. Yeah, I listened to this on my way to visit my my mom for Mother's Day. I'm like, well, I need a second book for my drive. It's a 6-hour drive. This won't fill my entire drive. So, what about you? What have you been?
uh, the only thing I've read, which it's not worth talking about, is I started reading the King in Black. Like
King in Black.
Trade. The Knoll, King of the Symbiotes, or God of the Symbiotes. That whole like thing. I started that today. That's the only thing I've read in a while. Besides some other random comics, because Free Comic Book Day happened.
Oh, it's a comic. Okay.
Yeah, like symbiotes, like Knoll,
I was
Venom.
You said no, but that meant nothing to me.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's apparently the symbiotes have a god, and he's evil, and he wants Eddie Brock's kid because Eddie Brock's kid has like is part symbiote
Of course.
somehow, and it's very convoluted. Like there's a lot of just messy stuff, but yeah, I that and some other random comic books, you know, because Free Comic Book Day happened, and I picked up some comics on the cheap during that, as well as getting some free comic books. They had a Gargoyles comic for Free Comic Book Day, and it ended with the Fantastic Four showing up because that's a crossover that's happening this summer. I think it's
Okay.
this summer. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like what? Like I knew that was happening, but I wasn't expecting that in the Free
Disney.
Comic Book Day. That's true. Yeah.
Both Disney.
So that's gonna be weird, but yeah, I picked up some interesting stuff. I got a Spider-Man trade that looks interesting for like $3 because they had like trade paperbacks for $3. I picked up some more. I picked up some like special issues of stuff. Like I got issue 1000 of, I think it was Detective Comics,
Okay.
which is Batman, of course. And it was like 90 pages.
That's a good amount.
Because it was like that's more than a trade. That's more than some trade paperback.
That's a good amount.
Like, yeah, it was like, I think it was like $10. Like the sale price was $10 when it
That's
it came
a good
out,
price.
because it was,
That's a good price.
yeah. But I paid, okay, it was in the dollar bin, so picked it up for $1, and I got they had a bunch of them because it was, you know, it's issue 1000, so they had like different variants and all that.
Yeah.
I got a variant where it was like a landscape. It was like it was the it was the like I don't know if it was the normal picture, but it was like, because I saw one that was looked like it was similar to it, but it was the regular like portrait mode,
Mhm.
or portrait style. But this one was landscape, where it was like longer, like you would turn it sideways and
Mhm.
it would show the picture, and it was, a lot more in depth and more characters on the page and all that. And I was like, I'll get this one. I got some like special. No, they were like it was like the special issues of Captain America, because I was like, okay, it was like special anniversary issues. I was just looking through and seeing like, oh, these are like bigger, like way many, way bigger than a normal comic book, because they're special, like 700th issue, or
Mhm.
500th issue, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, cool. But so yeah, I'm slowly starting to get back into comics through, um but the first thing I actually have to really talk about is a show that I you already know, because I was trying to figure out the whole link thing,
Uh-huh.
the link situation. Because if you watch it on YouTube or Twitch, Stuart puts the trailers up on the screen.
I tried to do it in a way where I won't get flagged, but it didn't work last time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I didn't get an email. I wonder if that went to spam or not.
I got it. So
Okay. But it's a show that I know I think you mentioned you were interested in this.
yes, I because like
Um
some people talk about it.
yeah, and it's on Apple TV. Like,
Yeah.
why you have to like but it's called Severance. Um this show is weirdest. Like, this show is weird.
And yeah.
It's like the closest this reminds me of. This reminds me of Orphan Black,
Okay.
where Orphan Black was the show with Tatiana Maslany, who
Played like
became
20,
She-Hulk.
like 35 different characters.
Yeah, she was good though. Like, she was good in that show, because she played different versions of, because they were clones of the
Hmm.
same character or the
Yeah.
same person, but they all had like different personalities. Like, there was a housewife, there was a hacker tech person, there was a like just all kind. It was great. I never finished that show. I think I was on the last season, or I never watched the last season. Because that was a show I was watching as it was airing, and I think for whatever reason, I didn't get to the last season. But that whole like dark sci-fi feel, because that had a real dark
Hmm.
sci-fi feel when you started to unravel, like, what was actually going on and stuff like that. um this definitely has that, like, though
I mean,
the whole
it
oh, go ahead.
kind of like just from the outside, it just kind of has a definitely like a Black Mirror episode that they just made into a show.
Yeah, it's got that feel. Definitely. This is the premise is there's a, I guess, a company. I don't know if other companies have the capability, or if it's just this company, but they're kind of murky on that. But there's a company that I forget what the name of the company is. I want to say it starts with an L, but there's a company where basically they have what's called severance people, who they end up getting this like chip in their head, and when they go to work, like, basically a new fresh personality of them shows up, or
Mhm.
it's like you're like they step in the elevator and it's like the next thing they know, they're in the elevator leaving work, and
Yeah.
they it's and then when on the other side is another separate personality from themselves. That's like
It's the ultimate separation of work life and life.
yeah. The main it's got a good cast. Adam Scott is the main character, or is the main actor in this. Who's I love him. He's so good. He's been in a lot of things. Oh, there's people in here. Let me look up the IMDb, because there's people who, like, I don't know their names, but I'm like, oh, it's that person and that person. And Severance. Um, there's Zach Cherry, who play who he's been in things that I'm like, oh, that dude. Um, was he the he was in Shang-Chi.
Yeah, he was doing
He's
on the bus with the vlog.
yeah.
Hey,
Okay,
Spider
that
Man,
was him.
do a flip. Also, that guy.
Yeah. Oh, that same guy. Yeah, I thought that was the same guy. I thought so. Yeah. When he hit his page, like the first Spider-Man wasn't one of the first things, like,
Yeah.
for me. So I was like, wait, is that not the guy? Am I confused? But yeah, okay, yeah, that is the guy. And then where is it? Patricia Arquette, which I'm like, oh, that's that's a name I haven't heard or seen in a long time. John Turturro, um,
Always great.
always great. Yeah, like he might have been one of the only good things about those Transformer movies. You know,
Yeah, I do know.
I I didn't hate him in those movies. And he was in he was in Adam Sandler movies too, right?
Hmm.
And I think he's done a lot of serious stuff lately, which, like, I feel like I was introduced to him through, like, wacky comedy, silly stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But this character he plays is super like there's not a lot of humor in this show. Like there are some humorous moments, like Zach Cherry, the do a flip Spider-Man, like he has some humorous moments
Sure.
throughout the show and stuff like that, like to break up some of the tension, because you can't be that tense. Christopher Walken's in the show. He's pretty serious. He does a good job. Like there's a lot of other people that I'm just like, oh, um, what's her name? Uh, where?
Gwendolyn Christie.
Was she not one of the main cast members? I have to go to. She's been in it more than. Heck, is she in the cast? I guess she's not top like 20 cast, which is weird, because I feel like she's a semi-important character. Where is she? Oh, here we go. I don't even want to try to say her name, but she's been in a lot of things. Like I think the first thing I saw her in was Dollhouse.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Was the show Dollhouse? Yeah, she's great. I like her.
Jushin? Lockman.
I would have said Ditchin. I don't know. Yeah, but she's great. I every time I see her in things, I'm like, oh, I associate her from Dollhouse, because that was the first thing I ever saw her in, was Dollhouse. You know, another dark sci-fi type
Deechin.
show, but Deechin. Okay, yeah.
Deechin Lackman.
But yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff. But the show starts out with like uh um his Adam Scott's character um Mark S. Because they were for, or at least that's his Severance character. His Severance version is more. They always like first name and then last initial. You know, Mark S, Helly R, Dylan G. You know, stuff like that. And he's he's basically bringing a new person in because a new person's into their group, and they it's some weird stuff. It's hard to explain this because they work on they have this crazy technology, but they're working on these like ancient like computer type stuff that like the computers are like old like Apple type like
from the 70s kind of a thing.
yeah, and there's like no color screens and stuff like that, and they're like searching through like they're searching on a grid on like there's just numbers on the screen, and they're like looking through, and they're trying to find the scary numbers. They'll have it's like, what does that mean? It's like, oh, you'll have a feeling that he's telling her, and it happens, and they have to like put the group of numbers into like these folders or these like these boxes or whatever, and like it's weird, and it's all like leading up to it ends up like becoming a thing or something, like there's a purpose apparently, and like
Is
a lot
the
of
scary number 7?
well, no, it's just like
Because
just random
because 8 is
numbers.
afraid of 7, so 7,
Oh
8,
yeah,
9.
yeah. Uh, but like there's all these weird things, and then there's like like they're talking about like weird perks they get, like oh like uh Dylan G is the Mark Cherry character, and he's all like working towards getting this waffle party.
I
Like he
mean,
wants and like you're like, okay, so like
when
this is their only life, so the little things that we may take for granted of course would be, but then once the waffle party once the spoilers, he gets a waffle party um at the end of this, I
that
think it's the end of the season. It's some bizarre shit, Stewart.
it sounds
It's not just,
like a euphemism for
oh no, there's waffles, he eats waffles, but that's
okay.
not all. That's what I'll just say that. Like it's just like this company it feels like they're in a cult, like the there's the I guess the founder is dead or whatever, but like they're referencing like texts from the founder and stuff like that, and it's just this bizarre, just weird, like you think it's a cult, but it's like it's their jobs, it's just a job, and they do leave every day, and it's just it's weird, but I couldn't stop watching it, like because it was just like I just
Everybody
wanted to
apparently
know, like
can't stop watching it.
it's so weird and bizarre, and I just wanted to know, like, this they have to explain this, you know like something weird would happen, like, or like the scary numbers. What the flippin' heck does that mean? What are they doing? Are they like, you know and they talk about and they're like touring the facility, because it's like an office building with like white, like the walls or the hallways are just white walls, and it's very like creepy, looking. And they're just exploring the hallways, and then they find a room where someone's taking care of baby goats. And I think that they're like, you think the numbers have to deal with the goats? Like, are we selecting which goats to, And they're like, what does that even mean? Like, there's just it's very crazy and very bizarre, and like and it's like apparently Ben Stiller is a big director on this. Like, he directs a lot of these episodes.
Oh, he's
And
the producer, right?
he's an exec yeah, he's like an executive producer as well. And it's like, man, this is not what I would expect from Ben Stiller. Like, and in a way, it makes sense. But yeah, there's 2 seasons out. They're like 10 episodes each, and I'm fully caught up, and I'm just like, what I like, I don't even know how to, like, I've done a horrible job describing this just because, like, I don't even know what this show is, most of it. Like, I know some things, but the only things that I know are just like are spoilers, and there's so many questions, like, what are the numbers, and like, what
What do the numbers mean,
what do the
Mason?
numbers mean?
What do the
Yeah, I
numbers
was about
mean,
to say
Mason?
that. I was about to say that. And there's turns out like the person there that the female is replacing was like, he died because he tried to, like, there was this secret group who they were, because it's a big, in the real world, it's a big political, like, you know you shouldn't severance shouldn't be a thing because it's bad, and you know it's taking advantage of the people you're creating. You're basically trapping these people, and they kind of explore that whole theme too. Like, with when they're severance, they feel like they end up talking, and they feel like they're trapped and they're prisoners, and because they never leave, they're always.
I mean, yeah.
And he talks to the new girl about, like, you know you just have to kind of have to focus on the feeling of being refreshed, because we don't actually ever sleep, so we don't get that, but when we leave and come back, it's like, imagine like leaving, going into the work elevator to go down and leave, and then the next member you have is coming back into work. Like, that sounds like hell.
I mean, yeah, I would definitely rather be the Audi than the innie.
And that's what they call them. They call them
Yeah.
outies and innies, and um there's so many weird, bizarre things. Like, late in season 2, there's a child who ends up working at the company, and they're all confused. Like, why are you're why are you what you're a kid? Why are you here? Like, it's just it's bizarre and weird, and it's definitely like feels like a Black Mirror episode, but like
I saw
turned into
one
a show.
I saw one TikTok. It was, what if you go into work high or drunk? Like, and then like your innie has no clue what's going on. Like, all of a
I don't
sudden,
know.
all of
Yeah.
a sudden you're like, I don't feel good. Why do I not feel good? What happened?
Yeah, they do have like high security and stuff though, like where they make sure there's no like messages going in or out. Like, the innies and outies aren't communicating to each other, and like the security, like there's all kinds of like security things, and
Oh, like, I'm sure, like, writing on on yourself, kind of a thing.
yeah, like high tech and low tech, security measures they have, you know. And it's very like, because like the new girl, she doesn't want any of it. She quickly decides she doesn't like it. She wants out. She tries to like communicate to her outie and all this and that because you know the outie the innies can request to leave, and the outies can decide whether they want it or not. Whether they accept the you know accept it or not. And she's trying so hard to get in, and she's like, like trying to swallow a message or swallow a piece of paper in wrapped in like plastic or whatever, to like as a message. And Adam Scott's character's like, that's not gonna work because they can detect it, and so Mr. Such and Such will Mr. Milchek will he'll ask you how long since you ate it, and you probably if that's the case, you probably should tell him so he knows which way to try to retrieve it
Which way
from
to get it?
first. Yeah. You'll want trust he's like, trust me, you'll want to. And it's like, oh boy. He's like, be honest with him when he asks, and it's like, oh, interesting. I wonder if he's actually done that before, type of thing. And it's like there's different romances that happened with the innies, and was it his outie life is bizarre too, because like their character, like his sister has a husband who's like very weird and almost cultish leader on his own rights, and ends up writing a book about like being yourself and self-actualization and things like that somehow get inside the building, and the innies read it and they're like, oh my god, this speaks to us, being your and it's just like, what even is it? There's a lot to this show, and only a lot happens in the first season, just 10 episodes. It's so weird and bizarre. Like, it's like a fever dream. It really is, Stuart. But I kept watching it just because I want to see things get resolved. I want to see I want things to make sense. All these things that I'm like, just what it's like. Why are there goats? They're doing some kind of like data something, finding scary numbers on a computer and isolating them from the like who even knows what that means, but like office buildings. But why is there goats in an office building? Like just weird stuff that they throw at you out of nowhere. And of course, Christopher Walken's character is bizarre as can be. Perfect for him. But yeah, it's really good. I enjoyed watching it. I can't wait for. Sadly, it's probably next year because I think season 2 just wrapped up. Yeah, wrapped up in April. So IMDb, that doesn't make any sense. Oh wait, no, that's top rated episodes. Never mind. But yeah, it wrapped up in April, I think. So it's gonna be no, March, end of March. Okay. So yeah, it's a weird show, but really good, you know. And like I said, there's a lot of actors in here that it's like I don't really know the person, but I know I've seen them in things, and they've been decent or good. Like the dude who plays his brother-in-law, uh, Michael Chernus. Ah, the name does not mean anything to me, but I've seen him in things. I'm like, oh, that guy. I've seen him in things. Apparently, he was in Spider-Man too. He was the Tinkerer. I don't remember that, but yeah, a lot of actors where it's like, oh, I know, recognize that person from things. Anyways, what's something else you got?
Something I got. This I watched a while ago and forgot all about it. I watched the movie Air.
Oh, this movie's good. Or at least I liked it.
This is Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. But it's a recent movie ish. This is about basically the creation of the Air Jordans from Nike. It's kind of a kind of a documentary-ish, kind of a docudrama, but I feel like a lot of that was more fake than what actually happened. I liked it. It was one of those things on TikTok. I kept on clips for it. I'm like, you know what? I'll fucking watch it, and I did. I liked it. It was good. I didn't realize that Nike was in a bad way before the Air Jordans. Like they were, not quite on the verge of going out of business, but not too far away. Because
Air Jordans made Nike the number one shoe company it is. I feel
apparently. I did know going into this, I did hear about the, at the time the NBA had a rule, the shoe could, only be so much color, and then Nike said that they would pay the fine. I did know about that before. I had heard that before.
It's kind of a well-known fun fact. Yeah.
I don't know. There's not much I can say about it other than I enjoyed it. I don't know what else to say about it.
It's definitely. I feel like it's a good movie if you're it's a good movie if you're just interested in docudrama type stuff, and if you're you don't have to be a basketball fan,
which I'm not,
to enjoy it. Yeah,
which I'm not, but I do enjoy sports documentaries.
Yeah.
So I don't like the sport, but I'll enjoy a documentary about the sport.
As a basketball fan, I thought it was interesting and I enjoyed it, and it was cool because I was like, oh yeah, I did, and I knew some a lot of the facts, a lot of things, were, are true, but it's how much did they dramatize the negotiations between his mom and Matt Damon's character?
I will say they did a good job of a double for the back of Michael Jordan's head.
Yeah, they never showed
you never saw him, but you got the back of his head, and you know what? From behind, it looks like Michael Jordan. Good job.
It's just it's so crazy to think how big Michael Jordan was in the 90s. This took place in 84, when he got drafted, but the 90s was you couldn't get away from Michael Jordan in the 90s.
I had, and I was, not a basketball fan, but I still had, Pacers stuff. But I had a reversible jacket. One side was Pacers, the other side was Bulls.
I've heard about that. Yeah, I've heard about those for sure. No, it's just it's crazy, and how big the Jordan brand became too.
Yeah.
You know, he's like a billionaire because of it. I think he was one of, if not the first, like athlete to become a billionaire.
I believe it.
Yeah. Like I said, you couldn't get away from Michael Jordan in the 90s. Like he was everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, video games. Like I had a Michael Jordan video game.
Pretty sure I rented one at least.
What was it? It was Chaos in the Windy City, I think it was called. And there were like different basketballs that you would throw. Like they had fire ones, ice ones, and you know.
Sure, that wasn't Shaq
was,
Fu.
no, Chaos in the Windy City. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Because I do remember throwing
What's Shaq Fu
like
though too? Yeah, Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City. He's got one that's a frozen basketball and a fire basketball on the cover of it.
Maybe I did play that then.
Shaq
you know
Fu
what?
was a Mortal Kombat ripoff.
Okay, that was the fighting game. Okay, so this is what I'm confusing Shaq Fu with then.
Yeah, they made a sequel to Shaq Fu that was not just a fighting game. I think that was like maybe more like this type of thing.
Was that recently? I feel like that would be a recent thing.
Yeah, I think it was like in the last 5 years.
Yeah, Shaq Fu, the Legend Reborn.
Yeah, it was like I think there was a time where they were trying to make sequels to like, you know, older games, you know, kickstart stuff. I think that was part of it, but yeah, Michael Jordan had a video game, had a movie with Looney Tunes characters, you know, like
which was amazing.
Be like Mike. That was the campaign, you know, commercials that was everywhere. Like, you know, it was crazy. It's crazy how like, and also around the same time, another MJ was almost just as big. If you know, it was just as big. Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Two MJs, like just you couldn't get away from. It was and you had Michael Jordan teaching Michael Jackson how to shoot a basketball in a music video. Even they collided. So. Anyways, though, this was good. As a basketball fan, I really enjoyed, you know, because there was some stuff I didn't know. I put it on like it I feel like this was just as good as like the Tetris one too. You know, the Tetris one was a little crazier.
I've not seen the Tetris one yet.
You see, unfortunately, that's another only Apple Plus, I think.
Yeah,
which sucks.
And from what I've heard about that Tetris one is that one's mostly fake.
Yeah, there was a lot of crazy like chase scenes and stuff like that, but it was entertaining, you know. And the quality was I feel like was as good as it was. That's where I would like put them. Yeah, and compare them as like the quality.
As a non-bit basketball fan, I enjoyed it. Also, it was the first time in a long ass time I've seen Chris Tucker.
Yeah, right. Like it's been a while since since I've seen him in anything.
Like honestly, like, oh yeah, Rush Hour. I love those movies. What are you doing now? That was actually the last movie he did. Was Air.
Wow. Yeah. He hasn't, unfortunately, yeah. He hasn't done a lot.
There's some gaps. Yeah, before that was in 2021. Before that, 2016, 12, 07. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to believe IMDb, it says Rush Hour 4 is upcoming in development.
I don't.
I mean, I would take it. Like,
I
I would
won't I
watch it.
won't I won't deny that there's a script maybe going around,
Yeah.
but I don't
I
believe
def
that's a thing that'll happen.
I don't even remember Rush Hour 3 that well, to be honest.
I can barely remember Rush Hour 1, let alone 2.
Uh, w- one was the one with the like
The rich daughter.
diplomat's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
The
that.
like
That's it.
yeah.
You've literally hit the limit of what I remember about that movie. Dude's
Because
daughter gets kidnapped. That's
well,
it.
there was a TikTok recently of the actor who played the little girl. She recreated the scene where she was in the back seat singing Mariah Carey.
I don't remember that, but okay.
There's a TikTok recently where she recreated that because yeah, the little girl's like being driven around by like her security team or whatever, and she's singing Mariah Carey in a scene.
I just looked it up. She's a year older than me. Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of gaps in Chris Tucker. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably made so much money off of those movies though that like,
Yeah.
if you don't want to work, you don't have to. A lot of these actors, they like to actually act, That's why they do a lot of these movies, or they have gambling problems and lose all their money. Like, well, isn't that what Nicolas Cage? Didn't he like lose
Nick
his
Cage. Yep.
fortune?
Yep.
Yeah. And that's why he was doing like every movie you could think of, or every crappy movie for the longest time.
And some were great because of him.
Yeah. They started Spider-Man Noir filming that.
I saw that. I saw some clips. I'm like, the way I saw a clip, I'm like, this could be AI. This could be AI. I'm not sure. Is this real? I looked it up. It's real.
I still can't believe that's going to be a thing. Like, that's crazy. I hope it's decent.
So do I.
My next thing, I got some anime to talk about. Actually, it's all anime from here.
Okay.
Um, I think if I got if I didn't mix up the orders, this next one, it's called A Sign of Affection, where the main character she is she's deaf,
Okay.
and boy, I had to turn subtitles on for this because there would be like, a lot of her communicating with other people, either writing stuff down or typing on her phone and showing and stuff like, or closed caption. I think I had to turn on so it would, so I could actually see because they don't translate just regularly. Like,
Now, was it closed caption or subtitles? Because that can change. Like, it annoys me a lot of times with anime. Like you put on like there is no closed caption, subtitles.
oh yeah, there was an
and it changes.
I think I had closed captioning on, and then there was an episode where it had both on. Like, I didn't turn both on, and both weren't turned on, but it was showing both. And yeah, they were different.
Like,
there was different.
And it's when people get angry about about dub and they're like, oh, they change it. It's not. They're not changing the story. The meaning of the sentence is still there. It's just they're using different words, and that throws me off.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very weird, and yeah. Um, there was definitely some issues. I issues with, like I said, I think I had closed captioning on, to show, because like, to show whenever they would like show text from either a phone, or if they had a piece, or they had a pad of paper and they were communicating, it would show. Which I'm like, it's a show about, or the main character is deaf. You would think they would do that automatically.
Well, also you got to think about, I assume there was subtitles in Japanese, because boy, you'd have to get a specialist, because how many people have that crossover of being able to speak Japanese, also Japanese sign language? It's like, ooh, probably not many people who can do that one.
Yeah. But yeah, it was very, very strange. Like, yeah. But I was like, I'm glad I thought of that idea quickly into it, because I was like, let me try this out, Because at first I was just gonna try, because a lot of times with the anime, I'll like have my phone, and I'll just like, if there's a, something that I really want to know, like a text message or something, when I'm just watching a normal anime, I'll like pause it and take a picture, or do the translate with my phone, because
which I never thought of until like you sent me something. Like, I never thought about doing that.
Yeah, it's pretty quick too, and like, so it doesn't take too much time out for me. I wish there was like a filter you could get on like a smart TV to where it would do that. It could do that. Like,
that's probably coming.
that would be so great, right? Like, I would love that. Because I thought about like watching with just my phone, because like it can do a lot. Like the translate for like some, like Google Translate can do it like real time, basically.
Yeah.
So. But anyways, yeah, the main girl is deaf, and so, and this she ends up meeting this guy who, um he's very interesting. You find out he knows a couple different languages, and you find out why. But he seems to really take a fascination with her, when he finds out she's deaf. And you know there, of course, it's a romance anime. They end up falling for each other. But there's times where she's like wondering about him, and you know there's luckily she does have a voice. It's not just it's her inner voice that you
Okay.
hear. So there is that. But when she communicates with other people, it's always through, like typing on the phone, and either sending a text showing the phone screen that she just typed, or like, whiteboard slash pad and paper type stuff. It's always through text that she communicates. If not, the rare people who can actually, do actual sign language with her. And it's a really cute anime. He ends up quickly learning how to sign, and like I said, he takes a real interest in her and ends up falling for her as well. And there's times where he'll leave like the country to go like to some village in like Africa to help. He's one of those type of people, like a good human being, way
Okay.
better than us.
Yeah. Okay. Fictional, you say? Okay.
Yeah. No, they exist, Stuart. There are people out there like that, but they're it's they got their lives are a lot better off to the fact that they can do that type of stuff.
True.
If I was I'd like to think if I was very financially, like secure, that I would do stuff like that. Volunteer and help people. Maybe not some of the extreme stuff like that, but like I would definitely try to help out and volunteer, help people and stuff like that. If I didn't have to worry about like work and money and bills and all that. Anyways, yeah, he does that, and it's very fascinating because it's like, yeah, the there's a lot of inner thoughts, and with her, and that's the only real voice you get from of her, and you start to, she worries a lot, and it's a really cute anime. Like it's a very slice to life with some slash romance. I would say like kind of 50-50. And but it's the romance is dealt pretty well. Like
Yeah.
things are taken very slow, but not like, things are things are taken very slow in a actual like make sense kind of way.
But not a they might kiss on the last episode.
Yeah, not that slow.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's really good. I'd really recommend it. It's a gorgeous anime too. Like it looks really good, visually, I think. And I don't know, it's just something that I was just like, "Oh, this seems interesting." And I almost when I first started, I was like, "I don't know if I want to deal with the hassle of this," and of one character not being able to talk, and then the one thing I'll say that I didn't like, there was kind of uh they kind of shoehorned a weird uh love triangle
Okay.
with another like an old male friend, or an old male friend of hers, that really felt weird and out of place. I'll just
Okay.
say that. Um, but yeah, it's very good. I'd really recommend checking it out if you're into like slice of life and you don't mind romance and animes. Because I know some people, they don't watch anime for romance.
Sure.
And I get that. I
Yeah,
totally understand.
I get it.
That was me growing up watching anime as a youth. I didn't care about
Well,
romance, but
no, because I really liked Tin Chimuyo. So,
yeah, I never watched Tenchi Muyo. Yeah.
and it's to be fair, it was a lot of action as well, but that's not why I watched it.
Yeah, I think the most romance from an anime growing up that I watched, but besides Fruits Baskets, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That is an example. But I guess Inuyasha,
Sure. Uh huh.
but
I'd count it.
that was such a slow burn.
that was a
Like
that was an epic burn.
that was yeah, that was the slowest of burns. So like
Yeah.
hundreds of, I think a couple hundred episodes before anything. I want to say Inuyasha was a couple hundred episodes, right? Episodes of
Feels like it.
Inuyasha. How many? That's not right. Oh, was it only 167? Oh. The first people also asked, how many episodes of Inuyasha are there total? And you look, 26. No, that's not right.
That was the
That's
final
wrong.
act.
Yeah, that's not right.
See, it's 167 plus 26.
Okay, yeah. And then there were movies. There was a bunch
Yeah.
of movies. So yeah, I knew it was close to like, yeah, 200. But yeah,
Wow.
that was,
Okay.
you know.
The series was 167 episodes between 2000 and 2004. Then you had the final act, which came in 2009. 5 years later.
No. I never finished the Yashahime, the sequel series, come to think
Oh,
of
I
it.
dropped off
But
that super quick.
yeah, I kind of did too. I wanted to like it.
I think we talked about it, and that's where I stopped watching it.
Yeah, I wanted to like it, but yeah, there was I don't remember there being much anime like growing up, like at least that I had access to, that really dealt with romance much, you know,
Yeah,
because anime was
Toonami
it
really
was so
didn't have a whole
niche
lot
back
of
then.
Toonami really didn't have a whole lot of romance.
Yeah,
Like
it was so hard to get a hold
Tenchi
of
Muyo is
anime.
probably the closest thing they got, and that's just your typical harem.
Yeah, there's like multiple Tenchi Muyo series though, right?
Yeah, which is confusing
Like
because they
different
don't
realities.
it's like different realities. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you were mentioning Tenchi Muyo one time, and I was looking into it, and I'm like, wait, what? What is this? Like, because there's so many different like alternate reality versions, and I'm like, what did you even?
Plus spinoffs.
What even is this? Like, but
Plus there's spinoffs.
yeah. But as I've matured, I feel like I don't mind,
Yeah.
Anime is not just this dude fight this dude. There's a lot more to it. It's a different. It's a different it's a different medium like for storytelling. I feel like it's its own medium. It's not technically a genre.
Yeah.
Because there's animes for everything, which is crazy now. Like
You want a guy who dies and becomes a vending machine? That's pretty niche, but how about a sword? Oh, okay.
Hey, the vending machine one was good. I like that one.
The sword one was good too. I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah. What's something else you got?
Something else I got. I do have a couple animes myself. This one I forgot about. I forgot to talk about last week, or not last week. Last time. It's a recent anime. The Witch and the Beast. It takes place in a world where there is magic, but there's also technology. But not like modern technology. It's a lot like full metal. Like there's trains and stuff, like there's guns and stuff.
Oh,
but
okay.
But there's still magic. And basically, witches can a lot of times cause like, oh, a little girl went missing. Oh, that's probably the witch. But then there's also, there's a secret magic society that polices magic, magical people and magical creatures and stuff. And there's this duo, basically. Basically, the whole story is basically them doing like cases and stuff. But mostly the female of the duo, she's looking for a certain witch. So like anytime she hears a witch, boom, she's gone. And she is superhumanly strong and fast and immortal question mark, because we see her get shot, we see her basically get, what would kill any other person 5 times, 10 times over. She doesn't die, gets injured, but doesn't die. But also, like, she has a curse on her, basically, and she's trying to remove the curse by finding the original witch. Because there's 2 ways to remove a curse. This is said multiple times throughout the thing. Either true love's first kiss, or you change the heart of the witch and she removes the curse herself. Well, spoilers, there's a third temporary way to remove the curse, and that is to kiss another witch.
Interesting.
And when she does this, like, the coffin that they carry as like luggage opens up, and basically, like, her form basically collapses and she's unconscious, and this creature comes out that is even stronger and even more, like, basically she's the unstoppable force, essentially. Or he. It's unclear. And it's unclear what the creature is. Like, don't know what it is. Like, definitely not human. Not human. Don't know what it is. I hope there's more, because I enjoyed this.
When did this come out?
Fall? Like, it was recent. But yeah, I never heard a thing about this. This one went under the radar to me.
I had no idea. This seems interesting. It's on my watch list now. I'll definitely give this a shot.
But yeah, I thought it was really, really cool. What else you got?
Looks good. Next thing I got. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying the art style is good. I like the art style.
Yeah, I like that. I like that style where it's like, it's not like, it's kind of got a gothic look to it.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way I could say. Dark and yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely goth vibes.
Yeah. Next thing I got is another anime. You were talking about My Dress Up Darling earlier. Off. This one I think you'd like too. It's called True Beauty.
Okay.
This is about the main character is a girl in, I think, high school. I can never remember if they're supposed to be in high school or middle school, But I think it's high school.
Unclear.
And because the middle schoolers act like they're in high school in anime. They act way older than they should, in anime. But she gets bullied and for her looks, and it's like it's very traumatizing. Like, it's one of those where it's like the first it's not as bad as, like, others that have like traumatic openings and episodes, but she gets bullied for her looks, and ends up having to leave school and go to a different school, and she finds makeup tutorials online where she's
Okay.
able to make herself look a lot more attractive, you know.
So essentially, she took off her glasses and it'll look beautiful.
Well, she has to actually like do a lot of makeup, like a lot of work.
But you get where I'm coming from, though.
Yeah. Because she has these like weird, like I guess I don't know if it's supposed to be acne marks or or acne marks or I don't know. It's weird.
That's something you don't see in
Like,
anime.
yeah, like
Skin
she has these
flaws.
two, like she has like skin flaws on both cheeks and I think her forehead, and it's very weird. I think you'll see, yeah, right here, yeah. And so she ends up getting made fun of and bullied and all that, and so she ends up going to a different school, but she, like I said, she spends like her summer learning how to do makeup through tutorials and stuff and becomes a master at it. So like when she starts her new school, she's all like, everyone wants to talk to her, be her friend, and this and that, and she becomes popular, and um but at the same time, like she'll like go to the bookstore in her regular like non makeup pretty form, and
Sure.
that's where she runs into this guy in her class, and who I guess she ends up you know getting found out. And this one has a love triangle between the one guy who finds out, and then this other guy who ends up being like the sister to, or the brother to, this other girl who it becomes her friend, I think. Um, I watched this a few weeks ago, so it's a little trying to think back to the very specifics of it, but um, and there's a weird story between the two of them that gets revealed. The two who are like part of the love triangle with her, they have history. Um, but it's pretty good. Like I said, if you like something like the My Dress Up Darling, I
Mm-hmm.
think you would like something like this.
Okay.
Because it's kind of has that same feel. It kind of reminded me of it as I was watching through it, because she is kind of like dressing up, herself to be something else, and she, there's times where she's like, oh man, I can't let people find out because like my new friends, they won't like me because they'll know, they'll find out that I've been lying to them the whole time, and they'll, and stuff like that. And there's anxiety there, and you'll have to, oh, they want to have a sleepover. Oh, she's got to worry about having to, you know, what's gonna happen if they see her without me, stuff like that. Silly stuff like that, but there's deeper meanings behind it, like her having to slowly become comfortable with who she actually is, and letting people in, like her male classmate who finds out, who finds out she is wearing a lot of makeup and stuff like that. you know he seems to be okay with it, and doesn't make it a big deal, and helps her become more comfortable and with who she is. And it's really good. It's another one of those kind of like slice of life type animes. Like I
Okay.
said, there's some romance and a love triangle, and it's like I said, the two in the love triangle have their own backstory with their own history with each other, which gets revealed and very weird. And there's a lot of weird connections that get revealed as the anime progresses. But was pretty good. I liked it. You know,
Okay.
I was just scrolling through and I saw this and I'm like, I wonder if this would be like My Dress Up Darling. Makeup, dressing up, and it definitely gave me those vibes. So,
Mm-hmm.
yep. So, what's another thing you got?
Nothing I got. We kind of talked about this one a little bit last time. The old country bumpkin to Swordmaster. This is
the Paul Gray Rat anime.
Yep. That's what this one is. Yeah, because the dude looks like Paul Gray Rat. That's it. That is it. That's the only thing. He's
a swordsman.
He's the swords guy who kind of lives out in the boonies, and he is an excellent swordsman, but he doesn't think he is. Like he is humble to the point of believing his own shit.
Gotcha. That definitely differs from Paul Gray Rat.
Yeah.
Not like the living in the country part, but yeah,
and he has a school that people come to learn from him. And one day, one of his old students, who happens to be the captain of the Knights Guard or whatever, comes to try to and tries to recruit him as a guest instructor for like the night for the Kingdom Knights. And he's like, well, I'm just this swordsman out in the middle of nowhere. And she convinces him to do it. He's like in his late 40s as my best guess. She is maybe 17. And she is absolutely in love with him. It's weird. Also, she's super young and is the captain because, of course, there are children that are the royal guard of every kingdom. Makes complete sense. No, it doesn't. Anime, stop doing that. And he gets there, and there's a couple other people who are his past students, like one person who's a in the sorcerer's side of the she's one of his former students who's a sword magic. So I'm liking it. It's still airing right now, and I'm 2 episodes behind. But he's too humble where he actually believes that he's not that good. But every time he shows, he does anything, he shows that he's pretty good, but not on a superhuman level. Like, it's not like, he's insanely fast or whatever. No, he just kind of notices things. Like, oh, he took a step too far. I'm going to exploit that step. It's more technical that he's really good at.
Yeah, says the last episode was last Friday. I wonder if this week's gonna be skipped or not. That's weird. Because there should be an episode coming out today based on, and this is on Amazon, which is very weird.
This is on Amazon.
Yeah, very strange. When I found out, when I saw this on TikTok, and then I found out it was on Amazon of all places. Like, oh great, Amazon's getting into the anime game,
Of course.
Which, I mean, it was only a matter of time, I guess. I just figured they would just be happy having Crunchyroll through Amazon or High Dive through, that type of stuff. But no, they want their own exclusives, I guess.
I mean, they've got other they've got Invincible. They've got
Yeah, but that's anime. That's animation, not anime, though.
Yeah. You want semantics? Okay.
I mean, you're saying anime. You saying cartoons are the same thing as anime?
Yes. It's literally what the word means.
No, come on now, Stuart.
Literally
Anime
what the
has
word means.
anime has a different, for the most part, has a different feel and
Here, yes. But
yeah.
I mean, technically, even the cartoons here, they outsource the I have you're getting how cartoons get made. The in betweens get outsourced to the same place that and the anime studios outsource their in betweens.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's partly done in the same places.
But like I said, the tone and the quality and the feel, for the most part, are different than like your average cartoon.
As the fact that it's
Like
that our cartoons are more
kid oriented.
well, also yes, also a lot of them are kid oriented, but also they're episodic, where anime is typically serial.
Yeah. It's anime's more. I feel anime's more respected than cartoons are.
No.
Like
No, I disagree. I
Okay.
I think people who don't watch anime and don't watch cartoons, like a typical like my parents, to them it's all cartoons, because it is. They don't care. They treat it the exact same.
That's what I mean. Like, there's a stigma behind cartoons. Like,
Yes, behind cartoons, and I think anime also has that as well. Of it's just for kids.
yeah. I mean, like our
Unless
culture though, treating cartoons versus like Japanese culture treating anime.
yes.
The difference there. That's what I was kind of getting
Yes.
behind.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You're definitely right there.
Yeah. Because they'll just make a cartoon of anything, any crazy crap they think they can sell to kids. I mean, they made cartoons just to sell action figures,
And they were
but
great.
Anime,
and they were great.
Yeah, some of them were great. Some of them, whatever, Bikers from Mars, right? Or biker something. Was it Biker Mice from Mars?
Mice. Crap, what was it?
Yeah.
Biker Mice from Mars.
Yeah.
Which is not a name that rolls off the tongue.
No. There was a lot of those, but yeah, there were some that were really good that came from being just long commercials. But like, I feel like they don't just do that with anime. They don't just like take anything and make it into an anime,
I disagree with that.
For the most part, it's well-respected mangas that they're turning into animes to promote the mangas, right?
That we see.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones that are licensed over here, sure, but there are definitely the trash. Like, here's a McDonald's anime. Here's a.
I kind of want to see that. I kind of want to see some of that
I
stuff.
can almost guarantee you there is.
Oh yeah, there was
Like
a.
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to say there was a Samsung anime.
Wow. That's
Like, like not like an entire series, but like shorts.
okay. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I mean, when we talk about shorts, there's shorts for so many things. Did you? You. I sent you that short of the NBA inspired anime inspired NBA thing.
Yeah.
Which I can't believe how quickly they turned that around. I don't know how they did that. Because yeah, that's not even a week old. That event that happened, the NBA draft, like that was Tuesday, I think, and they had a
You sent it to me
anime
like
solo leveling.
Thursday. Is it? When did you send it to me? Yeah,
When
that
did I
was.
send that to you? When was the draft lotto?
Monday. Monday is when you
I sent it to you.
yeah.
Right, I sent it to you Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
And when was the draft lotto? Monday was the draft lotto. It says, or no, maybe Sunday. Sunday.
Same day.
Sunday or Monday was. Hold on. No, not the NBA draft. Oh, I hate this AI stuff. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it sucks. Yeah, May 12th was the NBA draft lottery presented by State Farm. That was Monday. So yeah, they came, and I sent that to you on Monday. Wow.
Yep.
Then yeah, they came out that same night. Wow.
That had been in the works at a time.
Yeah. But like, how did they know they were going to win because the Dallas Mavericks had a 1.8% chance to win the number one pick, which is going to be the player that was in that thing.
They made one for all of them.
That'd be crazy if that happened. Not all of them, but probably the top. Yeah. But yeah. Sorry, that was a tangent. But yeah. I want to watch this one. I'm waiting for it to all be out though, to watch it all at once.
Sure.
I wonder how deep Amazon's going to go into anime content, exclusive anime content.
I don't know.
Because Netflix has started that. Like,
yeah,
I feel like they're not too crazy. They haven't, like, they have a handful, like, I feel like a handful of major exclusives, and not like anything to where they're like crazy, like all in. Nothing like their games, like you were mentioning. They're pushing their games like
yes,
to an annoying amount, but
yes.
But there are some like Netflix animes that are highly, regarded so far, like Delicious in Dungeon and
Castlevania.
Castlevania. Well, yeah. The Sakamoto Days I've heard is good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I talk about that. Cyberpunk.
They do have the one anime that anime fans think is trash and garbage though, which I didn't hate. Like when I watched some of it, the Seven Deadly Sins. When I watched a little bit of that, I didn't hate it as much as apparently the majority of anime fans hate that. Like,
yeah, well,
I see like people.
There's also anime that a majority of fans love that I hate. So,
yeah.
Like I
feel like
don't
every time I see someone interviewing someone and saying like, "What's your what anime you don't like, or what anime do you think that's one of the highest ones I see as an answer." And I'm just like,
Evangelion.
wow,
I don't like Evangelion.
really?
I don't like
Wow,
Evangelion. I got halfway through. I'm like, I fuck this. And
that's crazy.
Akira. I don't like Akira. I did not like that movie.
Yeah,
And it's referenced
I
fucking everywhere with that bike slide. I get it. It's a cool shot, but I did
yeah,
not like the anime at all.
I get that.
What else you got?
Um, my next one. It's been about. It feels about 10,000 months since I've talked about this anime. Um,
Uh,
that is Dr. Stone.
oh yeah.
Um, it's been the latest season's been wrapped up for a little bit, but I just for whatever reason it's been a delay to get to for me. Like
You don't want to watch it because then you'll know you'll be done with it. You don't have it to look forward to.
there's more coming, isn't there? Or is it done?
I don't know. But then
I think there's more.
you don't have Doctor Stone to look forward to right now.
Oh yeah, I think there's more coming. I don't
Is
know.
it season
I'd have to
4?
look.
Yeah, season 4, right?
Yeah, I haven't really looked into. I mean, they left it open, and the season ended pretty wide open. Um, the they're making their journey to America because they're trying to like save the world from and they need corn for the oil or for the corn or they need corn for oil to make their like what is it revival fluid.
So they need
And
diesel.
well the corn they specifically need corn like to make the oil,
Okay.
for whatever reason. I forget, but they make a real big point in how America we're known for corn. I'm like,
My home
corn
state is
doesn't
definitely. There's,
yeah, corn doesn't grow in other countries. Like, is that an America only thing? I don't know that. I didn't know that. I don't know. But so yeah, they the previous season they had built like a boat. And for people who don't know, Dr. Stone is an anime where something happened like in present day where people on Earth got turned into stone for like thousands of years. And then, you know, there was something people there was the main character, Senku gets revived for I forget exactly how. I think it's like an accident or something. Something happens, but he gets revived
a
and
bird
he's
pecked him.
able
That's
to
all I remember.
he's able to figure out how to revive other people through science because he's like obsessed with science and that's all he ever focused on was science this, science that, and
Because he's
you know
Dexter, apparently. From
yeah, and he's able
Dexter's Lab.
he's able to recreate things in the stone world they call it with science, and some of the stuff he talks about is like actual science because I understand some of it. The other stuff I don't know. I they think they take I think shortly after like the first season they go a little off the rails with taking liberties, but some of the first stuff they you know he does science wise is pretty much on par. One of my favorite videos that I watched was the chick from
Carrie
yeah,
from
Carrie from
Mythbusters.
Mythbusters. Yeah, where she watches and reacts to it. But so yeah, they have to go to America, and you know he's always had an advantage because he's used science like to win like fights against like meatheads in the stone world, you know, and stuff like that. He's
Here,
been
have
able
a soda.
well, yeah, he was able to make a type of soda. You know, it's like it's not what we would call soda by far, the way he made it, but like it's the closest thing to soda, I guess. But he was able to win over someone with soda. But you know, like he's able to like, you know, make other like make weapons and stuff with through science and stuff like that, and make, you know, like certain short wave radios and stuff like that, you know, for communication purposes, and simple batteries to, you know, power things. Very simple. Like, but what's interesting about this season is he's coming across an enemy in America who's also science based.
Oh no. Mandark.
Yeah. You know, I mean, not necessarily, but like, and there's some history between him and this actual person, weirdly enough. But it's a good show. I like it. It's fun. It's it's silly, but there is, you know, there is some sciencey truth behind some of the stuff. But like I said, a lot of it now I think is very exaggerated versus some of the more simpler stuff in like the first season, you know. And they take liberties with some things, like them being able to build an actual boat, yeah, or an actual ship. I'm not quite sure, like, you know, I guess it depends on how skilled the people who were building it, you know, actually were at stuff like that. Honestly.
Yeah.
But, you know, like stuff like, you know, was it like the like you mentioned the soda thing, like that was very simple, and if you had all that stuff to be able to do what he did, you could.
Yeah, sure.
Whether or not that stuff would technically be easily available, you know, that's where you have to question. Like,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
and I know you have like
you need glasses. I'm not going to measure a damn thing. I'm just going to create these lenses, and oh look, it's perfect match.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
with no measurements whatsoever, no testing.
I imagine they're basically like the reading glasses you get from like the drugstore, you know, or, you know, the dollar store, where it's just basically like a 2 times, or a, you know, like not an actual prescription for.
And he knew how to make that by that exact curve.
I don't know. Like, he's really good at science. Like, he's obsessed with science, Stuart. That's his thing. That and the 200 or the 10 billion, 10,000, 10. Yeah. Which I know you have an issue with. The issue I have is with the other character who always says, "That's so bad," when he likes something. It's like, that gets that's what irritates me about the show. But it's a fun show. I like it. It's, you know, I it's not like I'm going to try any of these things out, you know. I turn my brain off and I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's some science behind some of this stuff." You know, to where it's not just complete gobbledygook, you know. You know, and they have like they have like Robot Senku like teaches certain things about the, you know, science whenever they're talking about like how a battery works.
Right.
Whether they can actually make a battery or not, that doesn't matter, but like the explanations are kind of like pretty much true, you know. of how a battery works, or how, you know, a plane works, or how, you know, stuff like that. But it's a fun anime. I enjoyed it. I can't wait for more, hopefully. I don't know if it's like mid-season, or you know, if there's going to be like a second part to the season or not, cuz I think they've done that in the past where they've split up, like I want to say they've done that. But
What's this one called? New World? No.
I think so. Wait, what
Science
is it?
Future.
Yeah.
My anime list only has 12.
Okay.
Oh wait, there's a part 2.
Okay, so there, yeah. Like I said, I feel like they've done part twos in the past, yeah. And luckily this season.
Oh wait, this says it aired 2 years ago.
Oh, well, yeah. See, they've had part twos for other seasons, so that's why I thought that. But,
Oh, I clicked on the wrong
and
one.
luckily
Summer.
this season, the main character wasn't voiced by a different character in a random episode like last season. That was very weird and off-putting. Because they had the dude who's like the from the Stone World, like the character who always says bad, something's bad when it's good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
His voice actor voiced Senku in a random episode. Because we looked it up, I think we looked it up, and it was because the voice actor of Senku was at some convention when they were doing the voicing for the episode. I think you actually looked that up and found that out when I was telling you about
Sounds right.
the weird issue, you know, how randomly one episode the main character was voiced by someone else, by one of the other voice actors, and it sounded so off and weird. It's still weird. Like, you couldn't have waited for Tim to be able to record it. Like,
It depends on what it was.
Yeah, it's
Because like
it's strange.
Like the recordings, like there's not a whole lot of time between, because like they wait till the episode's out, because that's usually when they get it, and then they got a week to translate, record, or 2 weeks to translate, record, sound mix, and then release. I mean, they're sometimes recording like right up to the last minute.
Yeah, it is crazy, the dubbing, like the way they do it. Like,
damn. Okay, so part 2 is coming out in summer, which is July, which is the same time as My Dress Up Darling season 2, Down to None season 2, Kaiju number 8 season 2. See, I saw something else. A couple of Cuckoo season 2.
oh. Yeah, this summer I think there's a lot of good stuff this summer.
Yeah. And that's only the sequels. Not even, you know, what else, what's a new that season 2.
I hate how long it takes for these like anime movies.
Vending Machine season 2. Reincarnated as Vending Machine season 2.
There's a season 2?
Yeah.
How was I not aware of this of that being announced? Oh my god. I had no idea that was coming out. Wow. That's cool. But yeah. I will say you mentioned Kaiju 8. I understand having a limited, like, you know, like it was only available in theaters for 3 days, and not even all theaters got it because mine didn't.
Mm-hmm.
The movie, which was basically just a recap of the first season and then a special episode.
Right.
It was supposed to be like the day off of the vice captain guy, the one with the sword.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was his day off or whatever was the special. But like there's no there's no way to watch that. It's not in theaters anymore. And it's like there's no like release window. There's no way to buy it digitally. There's no like that happens a lot with animes, like movie releases. Like it takes forever for them to you to actually be able to like watch them at home or on streaming or like. And it's not like it's a normal movie where it has a theater release window of like a month or two. You know.
Yeah.
It was only 3 days it was available to watch in theater, you know? So, yeah. I'm waiting to watch that. I'm waiting for that to be available to watch, that special. Or mainly for that special, you know?
That might
I
come out in the
rewatched
next couple years.
Yeah. I rewatched Kaiju number 8 recently just because, like, I couldn't go see that movie. So I was like, well, screw it. I'm going to rewatch Kaiju 8.
You know,
And
Fortnite recently had Kaiju number 8 skins.
did they?
Yep.
Wow. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Huh. But yeah. Oh, and I think One Republic did another song for them.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So I think it's called like Invincible or something like that. Which is like that's one of the weirdest things that that's happened is that One Republic, such a random band.
Well, they saw Imagine Dragons get so much from Arcane. People got so hyped about from Imagine Dragons.
Did they do a song for Arcane? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was the opening.
Oh. Well.
And they were even in Arcane. Like there was
that song.
Like there was shots of like them in like art, you know, like in the background. Like they were animated into the show.
Yeah, I will say I did like that song they did for at least for season 1. I think it was the closing song, right?
Was it the closing song? I thought it was.
I think the opening. I think the opening was Youngblood.
Oh, you're talking about Kaiju.
Kaiju 8. Yeah, sorry, Kaiju 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Switch gears. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know about the Arcane. So yeah, but anyways, yeah. Yeah, ideally, I would love to see these anime movies in the actual theaters, but like my theaters don't show every single one, even though some of them are super popular. Like Daima. My theater didn't get Daima. What the hell? They got all the other Dragon Ball stuff in the past, and they were always packed full whenever I went to see them. But yeah, anyways. Dr. Stone though it's if you ever watched any of Dr. Stone, it's more of the same, and I enjoyed it. It was good. You know, him having to fight against another science person, and you had other characters kind of you had moments where other characters really shined because they were influenced by Senku and science, and you saw that come to life in this season as well. And it's pretty good. So what's something else you got?
Something else I got. No more anime for me. But this is a show that crap. I have been watching the latest Doctor Who.
Oh.
And you know what? I'm enjoying it. People will shit on it and whatever, but I like it. They did something that hasn't gone well in the past with the 13th Doctor, and that is revisit an old enemy of sorts from
I
David
saw
Tennant era.
that. Yeah.
They went back to midnight, and you know what? That was probably my favorite episode of this season so far, because that was a proper scary episode. Like they went back. Doctor Who scary. Just point that out.
Was it a Stephen Moffat episode, Midnight?
I don't remember.
Because he did a lot of the scary episodes you liked.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I don't. For some reason I don't think he did midnight. But they did change the creature a little bit, but that's okay. Like kind of how they did it was fine. I just did that wrong. But and this season we have a character who is another nurse. Let's point that out. And she doesn't want to be there. Like she does she never wanted to join the doctor. So but for some reason the doctor can't get back to Earth on the right date. And no, Midnight was not a Stephen Moffat. It was a Russell T Davies episode.
Someone else, Sydney Newman. I don't know who that is.
Pretty sure she's a showrunner.
He. At least when I click on it, it pops up to some person. Well, that's not the right person. What? That's not the right link. That can't be the right person.
No, it is not.
Right?
That is not the right Sydney Newman.
Yeah. IMDb has a well, that's a broken IMDb link.
Oh, they're because he created. He was a creator.
Oh. That's okay. That's confusing.
Just a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw words about this episode referencing that, and
yeah, it was that made me go like, I'll check it out. I'll because I was holding off on this season. Until there were more
new companions so quick though too.
Yeah. But there was a Dr. Light episode recently where she was the focus. So Ruby does come back. And her life after the doctor may not be that great.
Yeah. I mean,
she's dealing with some PTSD shit.
Wasn't that kind of a theme in the past though? Like a lot of his companions afterwards are like having to struggle because they had this amazing, fantastical journey life, and then now they're back in their everyday world. And wasn't that a thing that they explored in the past? Like,
somewhat, yeah. But I am enjoying this season. The next episode for this weekend is going to be like a um uh, Eurovision,
Oh,
but like
interesting.
galaxy wide.
Oh, if they never done that before.
I don't know.
That feels weird,
But also
right?
at the same time, with this Doctor, it definitely feels more appropriate to do Eurovision.
Yeah, I saw stuff about Midnight and then stuff about how like the Doctor they get like meta realistic or whatever crazy and
I wasn't a fan of that.
where they have people who've watched Doctor Who apparently and
Yeah, like they broke the fourth wall. Like they literally
yeah.
like they climbed out of the TV into fans' room, into a fan's living
What's your
room.
favorite episode? Blink.
Blink. Well, what about
Not
the
the
one?
ones with the goblins.
Well, yeah, not the ones with the goblins. Or the one standing on a landmine. Blink. What happens in Blink? You're not supposed to blink.
I mean, to
Like,
be fair, that's like one of the
to,
best episodes ever. So yeah.
I guess that is a typical answer, but at the same time, they kind of made him annoying.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that wouldn't be one of my favorites. That's always I feel like that's the one you introduce someone to.
Yes.
That's always been the thing. It's never. I don't think people have said that was their absolute favorites. That's just the one you would introduce someone to show them what the show can be because it's such a unique and weird episode. Blink.
Yeah. I've personally I've always been a fan of like Satan Pit or
Yeah.
Family of Blood, Silence in the Library. Like those are my favorites.
Was it the girl in the fireplace?
Okay.
Isn't that
Yeah.
that was I think that was one of mine. I really like that one a lot. I like the Titanic one, the special
Mm,
with the
with
Voyage of the Damned,
yeah
Kylie Minogue.
with Kylie Minogue,
Yeah, I always thought that was pretty good.
which to be honest, still not exactly who she is.
Pop star.
That's what I assume.
She had songs that were hits over here, I think.
I assume so.
Yeah. But I think she was way bigger over there than here. I think she only had like one or maybe two hits here. But yeah.
And of course, like this season, they are not hiding Mrs. Flood. Like they
I've
are
seen lots of stuff.
this fucking blatant. Like she's something. Like I'm pretty sure she's one of the gods of chaos.
Yeah. Oh, is it so blatant? Is it bad that you could how blatant they're doing it, or
Oh, it's in your face.
like in a bad way?
No, but will you just fucking tell me who you fucking are?
Okay.
Like it's not bad. It's just like she's in every episode.
Oh,
And
I don't
not
like that
like
at all.
in the background.
That sounds annoying. Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that sounds annoying.
like in the not midnight episode, like she's at she's the commander that the group who went down there to the planet reports to at the end. She's oh, so he was there. Okay, gotcha. It's like, oh, and then you're here. Okay, who the fuck are you? This is Flood.
You think the payoff's going to be good, or you think it's going to be a letdown with how much they're shoving
How
it in?
much they're shoving the interface? I think it's gonna be a letdown. Because it's too much. Like last season, much better. It was subtle. This season, not so subtle. like unless she turns out to be the master. No.
Hmm.
Like that's the only way that whatever she is makes it better is if she's the master.
Oh,
But
that'd be weird.
at the same time, it does make sense.
Yeah. And I'd hate to have to be the next actor to take the role of the master, because I forgot the I didn't like the last one.
I don't either.
I totally forgot about the last one. I
I
was still thinking about Missy. Missy was great.
Missy was great.
Missy was great.
The
I
last
totally forgot about the other one until I was starting to talk about the
last master was
like,
not, because he just seemed to be angry for not good reasons.
yeah. Like I said, I totally forgot he existed until I was starting to actually talk and was like, oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Missy wasn't the last one. But she was the last good one.
True.
I think Michelle Gomez was who played Missy. Yeah. She was
Yeah.
great.
Sounds right.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch Doctor Who. I've been meaning to watch a lot of things, to be honest.
I still have yet to see season 2 of Andor.
Same.
Have you seen season 1?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've seen one.
There was I know there was a long time where you hadn't seen it, so
Oh yeah, I watched it and we talked about it. I liked it.
I don't remember that, but okay.
Yeah. This was probably like a year ago.
Yep, that's why I don't remember it.
I still gotta watch Daredevil. I've only watched the first episode of that.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that either.
Yeah.
Okay, what else you got? You got one more thing?
I got one more thing. It's another anime. This anime wrecked me.
Oh. Okay.
This anime, like, it's one I've heard about.
Oh, I have heard of this one.
I never actually watched it. It's called Your Lie in April.
Uh-huh.
And it was April, so I was like, sure, I'll watch it. At the time, I watched it in April. This anime it's really good. It's, man, if you get triggered by emotional trauma or family, don't watch this, because it's, like I said, this totally wrecked me. Like, it's about the main character is he's a genius pianist who's kind of retired, who hasn't really played since his mother's death, and he has this childhood friend who ends up like kind of introducing him to this other girl to hang out with, like in a group of 4, like him, his friend, his childhood friend, this other guy, and then this other girl. And turns out she is a violinist, and kind of sparks things with him and gets him into playing again. And there's a lot. I mean, there's this explores a lot of his past of like how he became, so great as a pianist. Where his mother was a former, genius pianist as well, and you know, originally she didn't want like that life for him. She wanted him to choose whatever, but he ended up as a little kid like, hey, I want to do this,
Hmm.
and show an interest, and so she did, and like there are some heartbreaking scenes in this anime where like his mother's like on oxygen, like almost like kind of, you can tell she's dying, and she's like pushing him into like playing better and better and better, and like you, there's so much complexity to this anime, Stuart. Like
I've heard about this one,
I,
and this one is like the ones like animes that make you cry. This usually towards the top, if not the top.
yeah, exactly. I don't want to give away too much because like, I don't want to spoil it, but like this definitely made me cry. I will say that. Not a lot of stuff makes me cry just because like, you know, I don't know. Not that I'm like a macho person or anything, but just like for the most part I'm able to like separate, you know, like fiction, or not fiction from like real life, But like there was a lot of emotional elements into this, as well as like the ending. The ending is what really got me. Like there was a reveal at the end, and it was just like, oh my god, you you people are evil for what for making me go through this. Like, oh
Hmm.
my god. And it's like you said, it's one that I've always seen people talk about, you know. And I've always, it's always like, damn, Mason, I made you cry type, yes. And I just never got around to it. But like, I was just looking for something to watch, and I'm like, well, it's April. I want to watch it. Um, but yeah, unfortunately, I just really can't say too much. But like, the violinist is like very upgoing and bubbly and happy, and he's kind of like somber to himself, kind of a little depressed ever since his mom passed away. And there's just so much like revelations throughout this. And it's a longer one, it's 22 episodes, so it's not like a short one. They're able to really explore, a lot of these like emotional developments throughout the story and reveals, you know. They're able to do a good job with it. Um, and you know, there's there's kind of a love triangle between him and her, and then the childhood friend is revealed to have feelings for him, you know? And it's one of those things where it's like his childhood friend is like the only one who doesn't know she loves him. She's like the
Mm.
last one to find out. All of her friends are like, man,
Hmm.
you're really talking about him a lot. You really get upset about this and blah blah blah. And it's like, it's just it looks good. I like I think it looks good, and it's just handled so well as far as like the storytelling and the, like I said, the emotional depth and to this is just, it's fantastic. Like it's it's amazing. I would highly recommend, like, if you can handle if you can handle sad emotional like um revelations for characters, like backstories and stuff like that, like I would suggest watching this because it was really good. Like I said, it wrecked me. It totally wrecked me and put me in like in a place I didn't expect from this, because I'm like, okay, it's sad, I guess, sure, but the the thing that I thought might have happened and why it was sad happened, but there was other layers to this that I did not expect. Like that happened throughout the anime, not just towards the end. The ending thing I kind of expected, but like the other stuff I just was like, I was not prepared for this. But yeah, there's a reason why like people rate this so highly, you know. I'm looking at Crunchyroll, it's got a 4.9 out of out of 5 with over 60,000, you know, people rating it. So that's pretty good, I'd say. So, that's the last thing I got besides something that you already have, or you also have.
Yep, and that's that's the last thing I have too.
Awesome.
And that would be Thunderbolts. We both saw this, and we both enjoyed it immensely.
Don't you mean the new Avengers? Because they rebranded it. Have you seen all the crazy rebranding stuff they've done, like with billboards and that originally said Thunderbolts, and then they like redid them? And
I saw some. I saw some of them.
Yeah. People are mad about that. They're like, "Oh, spoilers." It's like, well, no, it's been a theory ever since you saw. It's been a theory that something like this was going to happen ever since the asterisk was, shown.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't know something like this was going to happen, then you've been living under a rock, I feel like.
Yeah.
Granted, I think a lot of people thought it was going to be Dark Avengers and not the new Avengers. I think that was the leading theory, since it's a group of like anti-heroes, basically.
I mean, but would the government name their new Avengers Dark Avengers?
Oh, no.
No, they wouldn't.
Oh, no, it makes sense. No, but like we didn't, going into it, people didn't know that, this team would be public. People thought maybe it was going to be like an underground special ops thing, What'd you think of it?
I enjoyed it immensely. This is what we talked about when like Marvel kind of first was kicking off. Like, hey, make this movie and then add superheroes. This is a movie about depression. Then they added superheroes.
Yeah.
And hey, it's good. Like Marvel used to be.
I totally agree. And I am very surprised they were able to handle Sentry / the Void as well as they did, because Sentry and Void is kind of annoying in the comics. Like,
I just kind of know him as a not Superman. That's the only thing I knew about the Sentry.
Well, in the comics, it's like, oh my god, no, it's the Void. I can't control it. Oh, it's like he's always shut down like easily, or he's like, I can't help you because he's so dramatic and cheesy. I feel like in the comics, It's funny because I mentioned I was reading King in Black, and he shows up to fight Null, and he gets taken out in like one page.
Okay.
It's like this big reveal, like, I'm the Sentry, superhero pose, all that, and then he's just taken out in the same page. And it's like, well, that was lackluster. Like, but yeah, it's. I feel like they really handled that pretty well. Like, that was my biggest concern, was like, how are they going to handle Sentry / the Void, and I feel like it was handled really well. They did a good job with it. They did a good job, like, giving some of these characters that like didn't have much of personalities at all, or had personalities that you didn't like in previous iterations, like Ghost.
That definitely.
had no personality. I feel like I couldn't have told you. The only thing I could have told you about Ghost was like, she walks through walls.
Yeah.
Like she can walk through things, you know. But like, you know, yeah. And John Walker, they did feel like they did a good job with him.
Yeah, I think they did. Yes. Yeah, John Walker was definitely a standout kind of out of the group.
Yeah, part of that I think is just Wyatt Russell is such a good actor.
Yeah.
As well. I think he was a very good choice for that role, you know, because you did hate him, and or at least I hated him in
Yeah.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
Absolutely.
you know. And then it's like I'm seeing a
And
lot of people
and
saying
now
when
he's
they
writing a taco.
right. I've seen a lot of people talk about how they really liked him, and you know, a lot of positive vibes from this.
I do wish that Valentina would have had a bit more comeuppance at the end.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of it's kind of very convenient, but again, she's a very sneaky, slimy character to where that kind of made sense that would happen.
Yeah. Although I'm questioning how she got that everybody set up just right in that exact moment for that for that reveal.
Yeah.
That was a bit weird and set up. That that's probably the biggest plot hole that stuck out to me was that whole setup of that press conference at the end.
I get that. Yeah. Um, I was out today with a friend, and I had to sneeze, and I was like, cucumber, cucumber.
Sure, sure.
just to make him laugh, because you know he had seen it, so he knew. Yeah, he knew.
I wish that Taskmaster didn't die immediately.
Right, but I mean, also that really wasn't the real Taskmaster. That was kind of a they kind of did Taskmaster dirty by making that version in the MCU. And again, character with no personality.
But they could have fixed it in this movie.
Yeah.
And they decided, nope, bullet to the head.
I'm trying to think back, like, with having another character and having to go through the motions with, you know, developing the character and all that, would that have worked, or would that have felt too crowded? Like, because it felt really tight. Like, it felt really good, this movie, with the characters and how each of them had their own thing. And
I mean, honestly, really, the only two people who had really a thing were John Walker and Elena. Everybody else was kind of background.
I mean, you Sentry,
Like,
you know, Bob, Red Guardian,
Ghost, you know, she's still that character to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it would just been like another Ghost. Like, I don't know if they would have done much with Taskmaster if they kept Taskmaster alive.
Oh,
But I love the internet. It's like, oh, the cure to depression is a hug from a 5'3" blonde woman.
that might cure mine.
Right? um, but yeah, I feel like it was really good. I enjoyed it. I thought like I'm surprised they didn't question the fact that Bob could climb up with them because that was a mile they climbed up. I don't think a lot of people like realize. I don't think that was realized, but no, like I think Valentina. I think she like mentions it was a mile down. Like,
Well, I
and
mean,
you saw John Walker jump like he had some hops.
he has some
I didn't know
height.
he.
Yeah.
I
I completely
can
forgot that he had serum. I completely
yeah
forgot that he got it.
can Cap jump like that? Because that seemed crazy high. Like even for a super
I'm
soldier
sure.
to jump, you know, like.
I mean, he held the helicopter in place.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't strong, but
So
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying like I don't think we ever saw something crazy like that. Like
not like that.
that was kind of almost to the point of like cartoon silly jumping that high, you know. But yeah, there was a mile that they like walked back to back to back, you know, up.
Yeah, but they were all trained soldiers, so like they kind of forgot what's normal.
Yeah.
Like
Like
Yelena
Bob.
probably never even knew what was normal.
Oh yeah, definitely not. No. It's crazy though. After 14 months, he didn't get his replacement shield. He just kept the taco shield.
You probably can't get vibranium.
Oh, his wasn't vibranium. His he
It wasn't.
made out of like no, he made his when he was when the regular was taken away. He made his out of like some titanium something or another in like his garage or something in during the show. Yeah, his isn't vibranium.
I thought it was. Well, I mean, they now have adamantium. So
Yeah, but yeah, I'm surprised he kept it. He kept it like what a bizarre like also like time period. 14 months. It's kind of random, right? Or kind of specific, I should
it was very
say.
specific.
Yeah.
It's like 14 months. Is that when Doomsday comes out? Roughly.
I saw some people saying that that's like that makes it to where it takes place after Daredevil or something, or you know, if that's far enough past Daredevil for something. So I don't know. I've seen
I
some
I haven't
speculation,
seen
but
Daredevil yet, so don't know if
yeah,
that means
I
anything.
I don't either. I've only seen the first episode. Yeah, I meant to keep watching week to week, but I just fell off. I just forgot to watch it. You know.
I
But
mean,
it's
Avengers Doomsday is expected in kind of May 2026. So
yeah. Um, I was telling you like before we started recording how I think it's crazy. Like people were upset that the Doomsday cast reveal had them in it because they were upset because people were
like
thinking
they were gonna
this was
die.
Marvel's Suicide Squad. Yeah,
Like they were gonna die.
it's like Thunderbolts are not the Suicide Squad. The only similarities is that they're like anti-heroes slash kind of villains sometimes. Like sometimes I think Zemo is part of the Thunderbolts and other villains from depending on, you know, what you think. What did you think of how they got the name Thunderbolts? That was a
The fact
misdirection.
that they didn't get it from Thunderbolt Ross is interesting.
That was kind of a like weird, interesting coincidence. Yeah. Like,
Because in the comics, that's where the name comes from.
oh yeah, yeah.
It
Exactly.
comes from General Ross.
But this was Yelena's like 5-year-old soccer team,
Yeah.
right? Like what? How random is that? And the fact that, it's pretty weird. In credit scenes.
I found it hilarious. Alexi, like,
I think it was like the longest in credit scene,
me.
like in a Marvel movie. It was pretty long.
Also maybe one of the most uncomfortable of him trying to like it's me. It's me. I'm on the Wheaties box.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that was
But
pretty funny.
you know, I was already looking forward to the Fantastic Four. You know, no, we kind of knew like, hey, something's going to happen to their world, and they're going to shift over to the MCU. So,
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's Secret Wars, then it's Battle World, and that's how we get X-Men universe and, Fantastic Four universe and the MCU universe, and yeah, I mean, people who knew the comics knew that, but
well, I mean, people are kind of theorizing that like Galactus is coming to their Earth. Their Earth is not surviving Galactus.
yeah.
So they're
Also, I've seen a theory of like, what if that's not even them in that ship? What if it's like they defeated Doom and he stole a ship and fled, with like the power cosmic or something, and that's how he like.
That's an interesting theory too.
It could just. I mean, people are so quick to be mad about like spoilers about like I said, that and the chair reveal, and I'm just like,
People
can't
are
we
just quick
enjoy
to be mad.
Can't we enjoy a good Marvel movie again? Like, it's been a while since we've had.
No,
good ones.
everybody's goddamn critics.
Can we? Yeah.
And just have to criticize and hate everything.
Yeah, people like really. I haven't seen the new Captain America yet because I was telling you I was waiting on a friend to see it, and then he never. It stopped showing before he got back to me, and we were able to. I didn't make that mistake with Thunderbolts though.
I had no issues with Brave New World. I had no issues with it.
Yeah, but apparently people did.
Of course.
From what I've seen, But I don't know. I'm looking forward. It's later this month. I think the 28th is when it comes out to Disney Plus. Looking forward to seeing it. And I was confused about the whole Senator Bucky thing because apparently that was revealed in Captain America.
Yep.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that, so I had no clue. I'm like, wait, he's a senator?
Yeah,
What?
he's a senator. Yep.
Or he was a senator. It's amazing he won with his past, but then again, some of the politicians
he was also an Avenger.
Yeah.
So
some of the politicians we
helped.
have in real life, and the stuff they've done and won. I'll just say that.
Some of the stuff they continue to do.
Exactly. But Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad that I feel like I'm hopeful of the future of Marvel. Like, you say the new Captain America is good, so I'm
Mhm.
taking your word for it. I'm
Let's see,
looking forward to watching it.
I enjoyed it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, this was good. I've heard great things about Daredevil. I still need to watch it, but I've heard good things about that. Fantastic Four looks good.
Fantastic Four was great.
The only complaint I have with that is they don't change the Thing's voice at all. At least in the trailers.
Uh,
It just kind of sounds weird coming from, there's no like, it's not a deep voice at all coming from a rock man, you know?
but he's not a rock man. He was a man who was turned into rocks.
Yeah, he was turned into rocks. Yeah.
I mean,
So you
he's got to
think
have a deep voice.
there'd be something, some change, but
Tinkling of pebbles behind his voice.
something. But Michael Chiklis was just so good as the Thing.
He was.
Say what you will about those movies.
Those movies were bad, but he was
the
good.
casting was pretty good.
The casting was good.
Chris Evans was good. I think I like the guy I like Julian McMahon, who they got for Doctor Doom.
They ruined Doctor Doom.
I think he was. I mean, the movie was bad. The actors, though, I think.
Yes.
I didn't have an issue with the
actors. A good script. It could have been. They could have been good. It was not the actor's fault.
Yeah. And those two movies, like I'd go back and rewatch those movies before I did Fan Four Stick. I'll say that. I can't even remember who they got to play Doctor Doom in that. That was so forgettable, Anyways, yeah, Thunderbolt's great. People definitely you need to check it out, if you haven't already. It's worth watching.
Yeah, it is.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to First Steps. I feel like First Steps, and then we got, I can't remember which comes first, but we had First Steps, Superman, and that new Jurassic World movie in the same month.
The new Jurassic World movie is confusing to me because every time I see anything, they just call it Jurassic World. Like, hold on, there needs to be a subtitle there because there already was a Jurassic World.
Is there not a subtitle for it?
They don't say it, and usually when I watch a lot of trailers, I'm not watching them. I'm listening to them.
Okay, yeah, it's Rebirth. I don't know. I've seen lots of interviews in the past of Scarlett Johansson talking about how she loves Jurassic World or Jurassic Park, I guess it was, and has been trying to get into a Jurassic Park movie for the longest time. So I'm kind of taking that and hoping that means she wouldn't just tie herself to anything, She has respect for the franchise enough to only be part of it if it's good, hopefully. But you got her, you got Mahershala Ali. I mean, those are two really good actors to lead your movie,
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful. I want another good Jurassic Park movie. It's been so long since we've had one.
Yeah.
I rewatched the first one not too long ago, and it holds up still. It's so good. That first one.
Yes.
But yeah. This summer's packed full of movies. I don't know if you're excited for movies this summer, but
yeah, I am.
Like,
there is one that I'm there is one
so
that
excited.
I'm kind of looking forward to, but I probably shouldn't be.
Oh yeah?
The Naked Gun.
I mean, that's for what it is. It's gonna be good.
Because the trailer makes me laugh. Like the trailer was
Yeah,
funny. So I'm like,
it's silly and goofy,
hopefully
and that's
that's
what it's
not
supposed to be.
all the trailer. That's not all the funny is. That's usually in a lot of comedies is they put all the funny stuff in the trailer. Nothing else is funny.
Them looking at their like fathers, you know,
And then
and
just
then
going down the
it gets
line, I'm like all the
like
old
it's the
cast.
O.J. Simpson, and he's like, he's just like, no, I'm not gonna. That fourth wall breaking moment, was so good.
It would have been funnier to me if like he wasn't there. Like
Yeah,
just like cut to OJ Simpson's picture, cut to empty space. That would have been
yeah,
my joke. But I guess they
but
have
yeah,
to establish the fact that there is a character that is supposed to be his son.
yeah,
If he actually
yeah.
is a character in the movie and not just
a
a
one-off
random.
joke. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I said, I'm excited. Next week starts it for me with the last Mission Impossible movie. I love that series so much, and I'm excited.
I didn't put it on my list, but I watched the first two Mission Impossibles because it's been a long time.
Oh yeah,
Holds up.
what you think?
Holds up.
I I feel like they do. Yeah,
I
I like them.
watched the first one. I'm thinking like I watched this a ton as a kid. Boy, did I not understand the plot at all.
Yep, yep.
I could tell you the lines, but I could not tell you what they meant. I bet when I was a kid. Like, why does that guy go from being all nice to Tom Cruise all of a sudden yelling at Tom Cruise? I don't get it. I get it now.
Yeah, it's. I'm excited for that. I'm ever since the last one. I love that series so much, and since the last one, I've been just waiting and waiting impatiently. It hasn't been patient for me. It's been impatiently waiting. But
And
I'm
I
excited.
started the third one, but like, it's time to go to bed. And I went to bed and I didn't pick it back up. So I'm thinking about halfway through it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite like movie series. I really like them. And look, there's so many.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
Naked
was,
Gun is until August. Wow,
yeah.
that's
That
far away.
Mission Impossible is a movie series. Like I saw a bunch of them. Like, I saw a majority of them, but could not tell you the damn plot to any of them.
They the basically they become the government thinks they're rogue agents almost every movie, and they have to prove their innocence.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, but yeah, it baffles me how like Tom Cruise actually does those stunts, those crazy stunts he does in those movies. He's still supposed to like go to space to do a movie.
Mission Possible, probably.
Like, I think it's something else. I don't think it's Mission Impossible because this is the last Mission Impossible, apparently.
Now, is it going to space or going to Katy Perry space?
That was what I was about to say. I don't know if it's actual space or if it's Katy Perry space, but boy, that's been a thing. I saw a TikTok of like her. I guess she was in Oklahoma, and they were showing like there's so many empty seats in the stadium. I'm like, wow. And it's not a huge stadium. Like, I don't think it's that big of a stadium, but Yeah, there's so many
Oh
empty
God.
seats because like no. What?
I was looking on IMDb on upcoming movies. The first one that comes out tomorrow apparently is a biography. I Was Honey Boo Boo.
Wow. You know, I'm kind of surprised that hasn't happened already. There hasn't been one already for that, but makes sense.
And the other one that comes out tomorrow is 90s Babies with a Z.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of getting a little tired of everything being nostalgia 90s based. You know, how much of that there is now. Like, you know, as much as I love like feeling nostalgic,
Well,
it
how many
also makes me
movies
feel
that
old.
came out took place in the 70s? We were kids.
Oh, how many
I feel like there was a good amount.
was there? Okay. Either that or a dystopian future.
Yeah, that too.
There was a lot of dystopian future like movies, I feel like.
For good reason. Because hey, we're living in it now.
Was it Demolition Man? It was like Taco Bell was the only.
Yep.
Unless it was
Unless
the
it was
theater version or
it
the
was a European version. Then it was Pizza Hut.
European, then it was Pizza Hut. Yeah. Very weird.
'Cause
That's a very weird thing that happened.
they didn't have Taco Bell.
Yeah. I mean, some
They
parts of the
now they do. Now they do.
Some countries still don't have Taco Bell. But yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, if we record next week, I'll probably have seen uh Mission Impossible because I'll probably see it the Thursday it actually releases.
Okay.
I won't want to like not see it, like, you know, because that's like one of my besides Superman and Fantastic Four, that's like my big movie I've been waiting for to see for a while. I've been waiting to see that one before Fantastic Four and Superman even got release dates, I think.
Sure.
So I'm excited to see that. They have I don't know if you've seen, they have a popcorn bucket for Mission Impossible where it has like keys that you can use to turn to, it's kind of like, I guess, mimic like launch code, like the launch keys for like nuclear weapons or whatever, or
Okay.
it's like, oh, that's kind of clever. Oh, did you see the AMC popcorn bucket for Thunderbolts was Red Guardian's limo?
I did see that.
And then I think Regal was his helmet.
Yeah, I was at a Regal and I didn't even see the concession stand when I was at the Regal one. Because
Really?
I went to a different movie theater than I did last time. This one was in
Oh,
a
wow.
mall. And this one was also one of those where you go in, you sit down, they come to you, and you order your food.
Oh, wow. A mall, you say?
A mall, I say, with people in it.
Oh, wow.
That was
Was
even
it a
more shocking.
populated mall or?
Huh? Yes.
Oh, wow.
There were people. That's what I'm saying. There were people in the mall.
That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, the mall here is like dead. What's funny is like one of the few mall stores actually just opened a store like a couple blocks away from me. Spencer's.
Spencer's. I was making a joke with Spencer's.
They moved. I think they're moved out of the mall because I can't imagine they would still have a location at the mall if they're gonna have a location.
One of my last projects, for fire sprinklers when I still lived in Indy was the Spencer's that was moving to an outlet.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
then yeah, I guess they're trying to get away from malls. Yeah, it's just the rent for malls I hear are just ridiculous. You know, especially now that no one goes to malls.
No one goes to malls.
Yeah. Anyways, it's time to wrap things up. Be sure to follow Stuart on Twitch, twitch.tv/casual terror, and follow us on. Oh, there it is. Hey, and follow us on social media. Stuart's Casual Terror for Blue Sky. We'll play games for Twitter/X. See, what's funny is I saw a video. I think it was it? I think it was Anna Kendrick who was talking about how it was her saying, "I'm not going to call it X. It's Twitter. I refuse to call it X." And I'm yes.
I also refuse to call it X. It is Twitter.
Yes, Anna Kendrick, you are correct. But yep, be sure to follow us. So you can watch the podcast live. Stuart we'll probably start streaming a lot more soon.
Yes. I also have picked up this, which is getting installed this weekend.
Hey, nice.
So yeah, I will probably be streaming. Just kind of no schedule. Like I'm just gonna say fuck schedule. Just do it whenever I'm gonna play a game, and I'm gonna stream it because I'm getting a new PC, and this old one is becoming a streaming PC.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's the way to go if you can do it.
Now I've got to figure out how to do KVM. Keyboard, video, mouse.
Yeah. See, what you should do is you should get a new monitor that has that, or a new monitor that has that built in. Mine has that.
a KVM built in?
Yeah.
Really? Huh. See, I have been looking at hardware options for that stuff. I'm like, do I want to do that, or I'll just do digital keyboard and mouse, and this monitor, because I have multiple ports on this monitor, just not do video, and have like my other two monitors just stick with my streaming PC, and they just are not part of my new one, and this my main one is the only one that's connected to my new PC. I think that's how I'm going to do it.
Yep. But
and then have software solution for the keyboard and mouse switch over.
Yeah, so look forward to that. More streaming from Stuart, as well as we'll be getting back into D&D.
Yeah. Odd time this week too, by the way. Yep. 11 Eastern, 10 Pacific, or 10 Central.
we the opposite time. It's like that's our normal time, actually. 10 Pacific.
I think it is.
Yeah.
10 Central. Sound
that
good?
Works for me. Yeah.
We haven't even talked about the time.
Yeah. Things happened. We got to do it early this week, but yeah, be sure to look out for that. And we will catch you next time.
And remember, animals were harmed from making this podcast. Yeah, now I have to adjust my breakfast schedule, because since we started this campaign, anytime we've played, I've gone out to breakfast before.
Oh,
It's like, okay, so now I got to get up earlier. Okay, crap. But hey, I might beat the church crowd now.
hey, there you go.
Because usually I would go to Cracker Barrel, and
Ooh,
that's usually where the church people go. Apparently,
God, I love Cracker Barrel.
I
I
really
love
like
their hash brown casserole. Oh, so good.
their pancakes are what I really love.
Oh yeah, yeah. That and the syrup.
Because they're crispy. The pancakes are crispy. I like
Yeah.
that. Have you seen the remodel that they're doing to Cracker
Yeah.
Barrels? I hate it.
They're taking away everything that Cracker Barrel was. Yeah.
It's too bright. It needs to be dark. Cracker Barrel needs to be dark.
Yeah. But yeah.
Luckily, that
The
hasn't hit
pancakes.
mine. So
Pancakes are good with the real syrup. And like I said, their cheesy hash brown casserole is, oh, I dream of that. It's so good. See, I've never gone to Cracker Barrel and not gotten breakfast. I've only ever gotten breakfast at Cracker Barrel.
I have had their chicken fingers once. And I remember them being good.
I imagine their other food is good, but like,
Yeah,
if I was at Cracker Barrel, it'd breakfast. Like, I love
absolutely.
breakfast. It's, yeah. I'm a I could eat breakfast all the time, One of my favorite foods. Alrighty. But yeah, 10 for me. That works. Yeah.
Okay.
11 for you. Yeah. Works fine. My other suggestion was Saturday, but I'm like, well, that might not give him enough time, so
I think I'm ready. So depends on how fast you move.
yeah. Because we ended kind of early last time, right?
A
I
little
think
bit. A little bit.
because I leveled up and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh, that's right. I need to pick a spell for me, and I remember reading the psychic stuff, and I can switch out spells for Yukina. I didn't realize that until I actually saw that was a thing. I was like, oh, that's cool. Probably won't, but I have the option, I guess. But I still need to pick a
Foundry
spell out for
had
me.
a major update.
Oh boy.
I didn't update because some of the modules aren't
Oh.
ready yet.
Okay.
But when I do, there's a new UI.
Oh, interesting.
That would kind of be the major thing that affects you.
Yeah.
That and doors have animations now.
Oh, wow.
Now I've got to do doors the way I need to have them animate, which may or may not happen. We'll see.
Gotcha.
We'll see how easy done if Dungeon Alchemist makes that possible. They're about to come out with multi-level maps. I can't wait.
Oh, interesting.
It's been very annoying to go, okay, same size grid, okay, stairs here, and then open up a new map, and stairs here. Okay, line them up right. Now, it's not going to be all one map. Oops, didn't mean to open up Dungeon Alchemist.
Yeah. So it looks like Tuesday is going to be a good day for you.
It is.
I'm excited for book 12. I already got that pre-ordered. Ready. I am gonna go get me something to eat. I'll
That
talk
sounds
to you
good.
later.
Alrighty. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And we'll see you next time. I probably won't stream right away with my new PC. Probably definitely next weekend. Because hey, that's also going to be Memorial Day weekend, so probably a good time to stream if I'm going to start streaming again. So yeah, I don't know when I'm going to stream. Now, lately, I've been playing. I started playing Battlefield again, so maybe I don't know. I play Fragpunk. I don't know. Assassin's Creed. I don't know. I've been playing all those games. We'll see. I may even buy a new game. Who knows? Alrighty. See you next time. Bye, y'all.